I'm Simon, I'm a software trainer for Red Giant, and I'm going to be showing you about the shiny new program that Red Giant have released called BulletProof. BulletProof lets you manage the pain between the pain barrier between getting your clips onto your camera and then onto your timeline. So there's a whole bunch of disciplines that you have to do after you press the record button on your camera, and you manage your clips, make sure that they're transferred securely onto your computer, then rate them and flag them and review them and add metadata and also color corrections, and then export them in a variety of different formats. But the point is that all these tasks have to be done at maximum speed on set in front of the director, and so that's why BulletProof exists, because we're filmmakers at Red Giant as well, and we understand this process, and so this is a tool that helps you manage all those things within one application and lets you do it quickly. So here are the 5 sections. Here's the 5 main disciplines you have to do when you're working with the software, or when you're working as a filmmaker. And these sections are reflected with how the views are set up. So import, organize, review, refine, export are reflected by the import, organize, review, refine and export sections. So the first thing you do is you select clips from your camera card, and one of the core concepts in BulletProof is that you can click once on a clip and you can import one clip at a time or do stuff to one clip, or you can shift click or command click and select entire ranges of footage all in one go. So if I wanted to add a keyword to this series of shots, I can make sure I click on the layout button, and the model name here is Angela. So if I type in Angela here as a keyword, then when I hit start import, that keyword is going to be embedded within those clips as part of the catalog. And when you actually do an import inside BulletProof, you get a little indication of the clips in real-time progress, and it's performing a cyclic redundancy check so that you can make sure that your footage, every single bit of that footage, is transferred to your hard drive. And you don't have to wait for all the clips to ingest. They automatically turn up as they make it into your computer, so you can start to make editing decisions. For example, you can make a star rating on a clip on 1 by 1, or you can select a series of clips and add a star rating by right-clicking star rating on a series of them. Let's call these 5-star. And I'll rate a couple of these other ones as 3 stars, because I wanted to show you how to search through a whole bunch of footage in one go. So let's have a look at the whole catalog. We're in Organize view here, and if I hit on search and type in, I'll start my search over and type in Angela, I get all my Angela clips, and then I can combine a search by searching for a range of information. But in this particular case, I want to do a star rating. So star rating is 5. There we go. So now I've got those clips that have the Angela keyword and the 5-star rating on them. Once you've got your series of clips, you can create a playlist. Let's call this Angela. And the playlist then is a great use, or very useful tool, because then that forms the clips that you're going to export. I'll just drag these clips onto the playlist here. And over in the review section, you can press play and you can review your clips on set in front of the director. And if you're an editor already, you'll already know how to use the software, because these buttons will be very familiar, but also the standard keyboard shortcuts that are the industry standard ones are embedded within BulletProof. So J, K, and L, plays forward, plays back. You can mark in points, and you can also drag the playhead manually, and then you can mark out points too. And this range of frames is reflected inside the duration field here, and this range of frames is the final video that you actually end up exporting out of the program. But the really interesting thing is, if I hit this marker button here, these markers are metadata, and they make it through the whole production process to your editing software. So that if you add a marker here, and then if I go over, I've just added a marker to, say, this clip, and if I go over to the refine section, or I can add in metadata for all the slate, the roller director, all the classic things that you need to add, and also add in a marker here, I can add in comments on that marker to actually turn up on the editing timeline. So you can communicate with your editor, you can communicate with your graphics person or your colorist, even if you're working in different locations. And this core concept of being able to select multiple clips and then add metadata to a whole range of clips all in one go. For example, you can add slate information to every single clip. It's hugely useful when you're on set. The other thing that's useful is to be able to add color corrections onto a series of clips. So I can use the professional color wheels inside Colorista, or I can use the curve tool as well to actually make those adjustments on set. But if you're shooting with a particular profile on a camera, you can also apply a color LUT, so you can convert that profile back to something more contrasty. So when you're shooting flatter, then the director always complains when you play it back to them on set, why is my footage looking so flat, where is the contrast? You can apply this color LUT to one clip or all of them, or make color adjustments to those clips actually on set in real time. So here I'm just making the image seem a little warmer by bringing up the yellows, and then you can apply that to a single clip or multiple clips on set in an ingesting tool. And by the way, since we're using a playlist, if I hit playback on this particular clip here, as soon as it's finished the range of frames, it jumps onto the next frame. So you're able to make a series of color correction decisions on set and then have them play back in real time in an assembly edit. So you're editing with your ingesting softwares, which is saving so much time. And finally, when you want to export, you can export a series of settings. Over here, you can export using the same timecode as on the original clips, or generate timecode for cameras that don't support it, and you can conform to different frame rates as well as exporting to the native format of your original clip, an edit-friendly codec, or something for uploading dailies. So if I can choose H.264 at a variety of different resolutions, and add in timecode and also appending file names or the resolution or the quality of the shot in one go, and then hit start export. I can do this very quickly in the conversation mode here, or I can set up more complicated, or complex rather, presets with loads more settings, and I can apply color settings to clips if I need to, if I'm exporting multiple different types of formats, say proxies as well as masters, and you can set up multiple export jobs. And Bulletproof looks at how many cores you've got inside your computer and then helps you export more quickly by managing how many files are exporting at the same time, as well as giving you power to be able to still continue to work because these are background processes. So that the whole idea is to save you time, so you've got time for, well, more work, I guess. Well, this version, the 1.0 release, is built on the H.264 codec, so it's the Nikon and the Canon cameras and the GoPro cameras, and it's designed to work with that one. And when we have got when we release the software and we're absolutely sure that it's bulletproof, then the plan is to introduce different camera codecs and support for different cameras during the course of the dot releases. But there's a forum where you can go online specifically for Bulletproof on the redgiant.com website, and you can register your interest in a particular format, and it's very useful to react to customers and what they actually want to be using, what the most important formats are at the moment. So it's a good idea to go on there and make some comments, but also it's got loads of interesting information about the software and extra small little tricks that it does behind the scenes. Well, the public beta is out in the spring. And it's spring now, so it's imminent, and you can go and you can register to download the beta at redgiant.com/bulletproof. It ships in the summer for $199, but if you use the beta, you can actually get your hands on it and play with it for yourself with your